Hello, kindergarten students. Today we will be reading the book The Perfect Nest by Catherine Friend, illustrated by John Manders. As we read today, I want you to be thinking about connections that you can make from what you've learned so far about chicks and chickens. Let's get started. Jack the cat gathered together everything he needed to build the perfect nest: dry, cozy, and just the right size. But the nest was not for Jack. With this perfect nest, he would attract a perfect chicken, attract means to come, who would lay a perfect egg, which would make a perfect omelet for a cat like Jack. Soon enough, a chicken came along. So here's a question for us to think about as kindergarten students. Just like Jack, we want these chicks to grow up and be hens so we can have eggs. We need you to build them a shelter where they will have all the things they need to survive and want to lay eggs. So, during our learning together, we will be thinking of designs and ways to build shelters and nests for our chicks. Before we start building our shelters and nests, we need to brainstorm some ideas of what our nests can be built from. I'm going to show you a couple different pictures of nests, and I want you to be thinking about what you notice. What are some of the materials that you see? Teachers, please pause the video and have students discuss what they notice about the nests and what they see. Caramba! She cried. A perfect nest. She hopped up and laid a small egg. Then a duck waddled by. Sacre bleu! She cried. The perfect nest! Here's another question, kindergarten students. What other things did Jack provide the chicken? Teachers, please pause and have students brainstorm a list of other things that Jack provided the chicken. Write those items on your chart. So now that we've written a couple different things on our chart, let's think about some things that he could possibly be missing based off about what we know animal needs. So to our model, we need to include a nest, a shelter, a place for food, and even water. Let's keep reading. The duck pushed the chicken out, hopped up, and laid a medium-sized egg. The goose lumbered by. Lumbered means to move slowly. Great balls of fire, she cried. A perfect nest. So now we have a chicken, a duck, and a goose. Let's think about how will our shelter protect our chickens from other birds? Teachers, pause here and brainstorm a way that our shelter can protect chickens from other birds. All right, let's keep reading. The goose pushed the duck out, hopped up, and laid a large egg. Jack's mouth began to water. 3 eggs would make 3 omelets. But then the duck leaped onto the goose's back. This is my nest! The chicken flew up onto the duck. No, this is my nest! The 3 crackled and quacked and honked, but each refused to leave the perfect nest. They squished each other for days. Each day, Jack tried to get the birds off of the eggs. Fire, fire, he cried. They didn't move. Flood, flood, he cried. They didn't move. Woof, woof, he cried. But the chicken, the duck, and the goose would not move. So now let's think about how would we protect our chickens while they're laying eggs? Teachers pause and have the students help you draw an example of what that could look like. All right, let's keep reading. Finally, Jack stood before them. You birds are so silly. The next farm over has an even better nest, and it's empty. Why doesn't one of you use that nest? An empty nest? Cried the chicken. Without a goose to sit on my head? Caramba! Sacre bleu! Cried the duck. I am tired of smelling like the chicken. That nest is mine. Great balls of fire! Cried the goose. Out of my way! And they all flapped away. Alone at last, Jack returned to the nest and peeked inside. Peeked means to look. He arranged the eggs neatly in a row. Small breakfast, medium lunch, and large dinner. Jack's stomach rumbled. But then, crack! The small egg broke open and out popped a wet baby chick who looked up at Jack and said, Caramba! Hola! Mama? Crackety snap! The medium-sized egg broke open and out scrambled a wet baby duck who looked up at Jack and said, Sacre bleu! Bonjour, madame! Crackety, crackety boom! The largest egg broke open and out stepped a wet baby goose who looked up at Jack and said, Great balls of fire! Howdy, Ma! Jack stared at the babies. What was he to do? He couldn't make omelets out of them. Dry me, dry me, dry me, cried the soggy baby chick. Feed me, feed me, feed me, cried the hungry baby duck. Play, 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 cried the excited baby goose. Jack hid in the barn. The 3 babies found him. He hid in the woods. The 3 babies found him. Jack hid under the tractor. The 3 babies found him and dragged him back to the nest. Sleep, 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 the tired babies finally whispered. Cold, 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 said the shivering babies. Shivering means to shake. Jack scratched his head. Someone had to care for these babies, but there was no one else around. So I want us to stop and think for a minute, kindergarten friends. Will our nest be good for babies? What do baby chicks need? Let's go back to our design to see if there's anything we need to add. Teachers, please pause and continue this conversation and design with students. All right, let's keep reading. Jack lifted up all 3 babies into the nest. Buenas noches, Mama, said the baby chick. Bonit, Mama, said the baby chick. Sweet dreams, Ma, said the baby goose. Then Jack climbed into the nest and the babies fell asleep. That's when he realized that this really was the perfect nest.